What's up, everyone? This is Daniel with I Am Games, bringing you a review for the box-breaking, explosion-heavy Ratchet Clank. So let's go ahead and begin. First up, we have story. The story is about Ratchet and Clank, obviously, as they go on a quest to save the galaxy from Chairman Drek. The story is fairly simple and straightforward, but I found that the way it's presented, it encourages you to keep moving forward. I found that instead of looking for secrets and whatnot, I was just moving forward because I wanted to see how this story was going to play out. It was fun to play, which leads me to gameplay. The gameplay is fantastic. Every movement feels fluid, and every firefight is fun to play with. There were no points in which I was like, God damn, there's too many enemies on the screen that there's just too much going on. It was instead so fun to just take like the pixelator or other weapons and annihilate my opponents. Which each gun, well, you'll have your favorites. Each one's unique, so that if I'm using the pixelator, it's turning them into pixels, or the sheepinator, it's turning them to sheep, or the combustor, it's blowing them up effectively, or rocket launcher weapons, doing rocket launcher things. I mean, each of them is fun to use. The level up system that was in past Ratchet and Clanks also makes a return, where you can level up your weapons and you can level up Ratchet and Clank, well, Ratchet effectively, and give him more health or more power with his guns. You can also upgrade those guns with raritanium, which is the, I don't know, it's like a rare mineral that you can collect to upgrade, which will give your guns more abilities or allow you to have more power, so more firepower or range, or even more ammo, which makes it even more fun to play with those guns, which is the center point of what a Ratchet and Clank game is. Also, there are collectibles, like in past Ratchet and Clanks, obviously. You can collect gold bolts and hollow cards. Well, collecting gold bolts is pretty straightforward. I mean, you just go to an area, pick up the bolt, it's fun. These hollow cards, though, if you kill a certain amount of enemies or something, every once in a while they'll drop a card that may be a new card or whatnot, or you can go find card packs. And these things, when you collect a set, which is usually about 3 of them, it'll give you a boost. For the world sets, it'll give you a boost on like 5% raritanium or 5% gold or bolt boost, or the weapons will unlock the Omega kind. Also, the Rhino, instead of having you to grind in order to get it, you just collect the cards and you give them to the black market guy and they'll build one for you. The only major gripe I have with the gameplay is that the slingshot, which you use to transverse between 2 platforms, oftentimes wouldn't work properly, simply because it's tied to the circle button. So whenever I push circle, in order to latch onto it, because that also is the fire button, because I guess R2 wasn't enough, sometimes it would fire the current gun I had equipped instead of using the slingshot. So you had to position yourself, and sometimes it would position it right, but sometimes it wouldn't. And so that's my major gripe, is it wouldn't always grab on. But other than that, the gameplay was great. Next up is graphics and sound.
Showed. I've been out here all night.
I can't believe it, Skid McMarks. I have seen every one of your races. You pulled off a triple Nova spin at Mach 2 at last year's Kerwin Cup.
It's always good to meet a fan, little dude.
I am Clank. This is Ratchet. Your uncle received your infobot and asked us to assist you.
Oh, I was wondering if you got that. My agent and I have been running from those blarg all night. Only we ended up getting separated in the chaos, and I took a gnarly fall getting out of the ski.
Oh boy, out of ammo.
The graphics look as though someone took a Pixar movie skin and put it on Ratchet and Clank. It is amazing. Every world looks unique, with no two worlds coming off as similar. They have some similarities in that, it's the same gameplay all the way through, but they all look unique. From Kerwan or whatever, being a metropolitan world to Bastille, the ballista place. I think I'm getting that right. Being an ice world. The music is also great. I mean, it comes off as a sci-fi adventure, which it is, So each world has a unique theme, and they all sound great. Each character is well voiced, especially the primary duo. There was no one that stood out as horrible, which is great. Sometimes that happens, but this one, not the case. The sound of combat, like just when you're shooting guns, each of them has a unique feel. Like the pixelator, for instance, it sounds like it's shooting pixels at someone. It's hard to say what pixels sound like, but that's what it sounds like. Or when you're using a combustor, it sounds like you're shooting somebody with a regular gun. The one gripe I do have with the game, sound-wise, is that if you choose to explore in certain instances when there's other characters or there's some tense moment they're trying to convey, it'll repeat dialogue. Like, it'll say, "Hey, Ratchet, come over here and use this bolt crank." And it'd be like I was exploring, and it would oftentimes just repeat the dialogue over and over and over, which gets annoying. So in conclusion, Ratchet & Clank is an excellent reimagining of the original. It plays exceedingly well, with only a few minor gripes that prevent it from being a perfect game. So overall, this game will get my grade of an A. What does this mean? This means that this game is great. It is worth your time. It is worth your money. And at $40, it's really, really good. So, well, with that in mind, go ahead and leave a positive or negative comment in the box below, and see you next time.